Hello, 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 and welcome to the Thunderdome. Just kidding. Welcome back to the channel, IStandAlone Gaming, and today we're going to be checking out Marvelsnap yet again. So I posted one video in the past, very, very quick. I mean, this one probably will be too, because the game itself is pretty quick. But since then, they've released an official trailer for the game. They updated their PC version, so if you're playing off Steam, you'll have a different screen that I showed off last time. But they also have a mobile version. So if you're into quick, especially when you don't have a lot of time, it's definitely very interesting to play. But let's go ahead and check out the trailer, and we will start playing some games. All right, so yeah, that is Marvelsnap in a video, and it is definitely a fun game to play. If you're looking for something to check out, and it's short and sweet, and you know, you don't really have more than like a half hour to sit down and start playing something, I definitely recommend this game, especially if you're into card games and stuff like that. But with that being said, let's go ahead and check out some of the decks. So they recently came out with a bunch of cards, and one of the cards, go back to my deck real quick. There we go. Yeah, one of the cards they came out with was Ms.Marvel, clearly along with the Marvel movies, and last one that came out, I forget what the actual name was. I know it's like the Family of Marvels or whatever. Haven't actually checked the movie out, but they came out with some cards for that. They came out with, I think their most recent one was Gladiator, and so yeah, they've been constantly updating and adding more to the game. If it's something you're interested in, definitely check it out. Like I said, they have it on Steam, and they also have it on Google Play, or I think the iPhone version of whatever that is, Apple Store. So yeah, but with that being said, go ahead and play a few games. So I'm going to show off Marvel deck. Seems to be working out pretty good, especially in Conquest. So we're going to go ahead and go through Proving Grounds. So one of the other things they added since the last time I updated a video, or did a video, was another game version called Conquest. So if you just go here and hit play, it's basically a single match. But if you go to Conquest, it's multiple matches. So you basically go up against somebody. You both have like a 10 hit point, like health bar kind of. And depending on how many cubes you win per match is how much the health bar is depleted at the end of the game. So definitely very interesting, and it's been fun. So let's go ahead and dive into this. So on the left is my cards, on the right is my opponent's cards. Obviously I can't see them until I actually see what they are, but it helps out specifically for like the secondary matches. So let's go ahead and dive into it. We both got Nebula. Of course, mine's pretty. Go ahead and point back. All right, so I'm going to keep doing this. I have Jeff as well on my deck, so maybe he has the same deck as me. That'd be pretty funny. Oof. That, I haven't seen World Ship in such a long time. I almost forgot it even existed. But yeah, that is not fun. Oof. All right, so I don't think we're going to win this one, but let's see what happens. We're going to go ahead and end our turn. Yeah, you did not see that coming, actually. Fun times. So I could go ahead and play this. And that will actually mess him up. Because now he can't play anything, and I have 3 turns to go. Haha, yeah, he's mad. That's pretty funny. So I could I could literally just sit here and do nothing. But I think what we're going to do is just kind of end our turn here. Let these cards build up. Going to go ahead and place Onslaught for the strength. And we're going to go ahead and play Spectrum just for the strength. And it'll actually boost up Onslaught here. What? And I kind of figured he would retreat. So it is what it is. But as you can see down here, 1 cube means he's health bar depleted by 1. And we get to go into the next battle. Alright, so Miniaturized Lab kind of sucks. You can only play in there turn 1 and 2. So he's probably going to play in there, which is fine. The whole beauty of Ms.Marvel is you kind of get to... Ooh, I think we can just play Nebula in there and be okay with it. Yeah, we're going to play Nebula in there. It's going to let her power up for 3 turns at least. We'll be okay there. We can play Armor or Cosmo. I think we're going to play Cosmo over here. Cosmo's effect is stops on reveal effects. Obviously, you want to play that in a on reveal location. Now, the beauty of Ms.Marvel here is that once I play her down, her ability is you have adjacent locations where your cards have unique costs plus 5 power. So basically, if I have a level 3 cost card, which is blue, and another level 3 cost card, which is blue, we will not receive the power in this location. But if you have a 3, a 2, and a 1, and a 4, you will always have that power, which is amazing. So let's go ahead and end our turn. We have a Jeff 2. I'm not even going to worry about that. Turn 5, we can play this. Let's go ahead and play this and this, and we can always move Jeff. Alright, so we're on our last turn here. So what we could do is we can move Jeff over here. He's probably, if I had to assume, going to play something over here. But we play this right in the middle. Plus 7 power. Plus her ability gives both these cards plus 2. So it's really a 11 power swing. So we should be able to take that pretty easy. Unless he moves Vision out of there, we should be fine. And we still win. So yeah, if you're completely new to the game, you might not know exactly what's going on. A lot of the cards have, this is pretty much like any other card game. A lot of the cards have special abilities and effects. And the only time you can really like go through them is by reading them and understanding how they work. And then you build a deck based off of synergy, so to speak. So if that kind of floats your boat, definitely check. If that floats your boat, definitely check out this game. I'm not going to even edit that out because sometimes you just can't speak, but it is what it is. So we're probably going to play through this entire Conquest here. And then we'll probably maybe do 1 or 2 single battles, maybe switch up decks. We'll see how it goes, see how I'm feeling. Alright, working out pretty well. We're going to do Ms.Marvel again in the middle. You can see how powerful this card actually becomes. It adds too much power everywhere. So this is the exact reason why I keep Rogue in here. So we haven't played Rogue yet. He thinks he's going to win. I don't think he knows that Rogue is coming. So we're just going to go ahead and Rogue, steal his Ms.Marvel, and now we're getting plus 10 power on both sides. And he retreated. So as you can see, this deck is pretty nice. I mean, it depends on who you're fighting or who you're playing against. And he just quits, just like that. So yeah, it's definitely a fun deck, especially in the lower brackets. People like to retreat way faster. But yeah, definitely a fun one to play. The only thing you really got to watch out for, which I don't really see often, is maybe Enchantress. The only other thing that kind of gives this deck a hard time is if you manage to play Armor or Cosmo wrong against a Death deck. Sometimes the Death and Null combo kind of outshine you. But if you can stop them from destroying, so if you put your Armor down in their lane, or if you put Cosmo down in the lane that they're trying to destroy in, and you have priority, it kind of stops them from being able to do so. And it severely limits both the power from Null and any other card. If you can stop it enough, you won't even be able to play the Death. So we're going to go ahead and jump into one more, see how long this takes. But yeah, again, this deck has been doing really good for me since this recent update, and it's much better in Conquest, I feel, because I just haven't. I don't know. I just don't feel like I'm very good at doing the at ladder. Maybe I just struggle in that aspect, but definitely a fun one to play. Ooh, that's a nice location to have that guy in. So we're gonna go ahead and use magic over here. I'm gonna assume he's gonna drop a few things, maybe one or two, try to get the Hulks, and we're gonna take that away. Ooh, Spider Ham on our onslaught. That is not fun. So we're going to go ahead and just drop Mr. Fantastic in the middle. Gives us extra power on both sides. Playing in Death's Domain. Ah, nice. So he decided to just get rid of Death's Domain. Perfectly fine with us. Best part about Daredevil, we get to see what they play. So the weird thing about this, right? When I play on my phone, it'll show me that they're going to play a card here. But see how I can actually see what card that is? It's obviously going to be playing Wong. So what you know how pissed he'll be if I put Professor X here? Go ahead. We're going to snap back. He's going to think he's going to get Professor X. Ugh. Anyway, as I was saying, in the mobile version, it'll show me that they're playing a card here, but it won't actually show me like a hologram of what they're playing. Whereas in this game, they show me exactly what they're playing. Or on the PC version, should I say. Alright, so unfortunately Ms.Marvel will not help us at all. We're going to go ahead and play Spectrum over here. Not a bad play, but what I could do is just go ahead and steal his Spectrum. And then on top of that, I could go ahead and drop Cosmo. And we'll drop Nebula over here. So we're going to reduce his power in the middle. We're going to add some power of our own to the right, or the left, I mean. And we're also going to add a little bit of power to the right. Everything goes according to plan. We should have the W. thought he was going to get the extra power. That's great. He did end up taking the right location, but we won everything else. And we get 8 cubes. Unfortunately, we don't actually get the cubes, but it subtracts from his life. He only has 2 left. And just like that, quits. So yeah, this deck, you know, if you play it correctly, this deck is pretty decent in my opinion. I'll go ahead and showcase it and show you which cards I use. Show it off to the left here, but I'm going to go back to the actual deck builder and show you that way. Alright, so let's go ahead and change our screen. And yeah, just like that. So this is the deck I've been using. It works really well in Conquest for some reason. I'm not sure. Maybe they're just not preparing for ongoing, which is weird because it's kind of a new card. You'd think people would be using it more often or preparing against it more often. Doesn't seem to be the case. Works really well in Conquest. Now, for whatever reason, if I go to single player, it's hit or miss. I want to say it's like 50%. Sometimes I'll win drastically. Other times it's like I barely win. So go ahead and place Nebula to the right. Oh man, if only we played Nebula in the middle. So we can go ahead and just drop armor here. And reason being is we can drop Jeff at any point during the game. So we can, what I'm thinking, with what we have right now, we can at some point drop Professor X on the right side. We'll see how that goes, but I can always drop Mr. Fantastic over here. It'll buff up the middle, give us a tie. We can always drop Jeff this turn if we need to, but I think what we're going to do is drop Cosmo. Because if this guy has on reveal, which I'm going to assume he does because Medusa is on reveal, we should be able to stop anything that he can do to us. Ooh, block the Enchantress. Wow. So with that being said, we're going to go ahead and drop Professor X on the right here. Oof. Talk about a play. I did not see that coming. Alright, so I mean, Professor X kind of got his own stuff locked out, but it is what it is. So, we're kind of in a pickle here, because we need to put at least 5 power on the left, and we're most likely going to win the right. But if we put 5 power on the left, we won't be able to put any middle power in the right, in the middle here. So, it really depends on what our opponent decides to play. I think our best option got all on reveal. So I think our best option is to play middle. No, our best option is going to be to play left. Reason being, if he plays right, he's going to lose that 5 power. If he plays middle, which is most likely, he'll be able to do his on reveal effects. And if he plays left, he won't be able to do his on reveal effects. So I think our best option here is to go ahead and match or tie up here, and hopefully we win by an okay amount. I think we're going to lose, but we're only sitting at 2 cubes right now, and we'll see how it goes. Ooh, the Dr. Doom, but he loses the 5 power just by putting those down. We still lost by 2 points, but it was kind of dumb to do Dr. Doom because you're gaining the power from the locations here. So, didn't really make any sense. But he took the W. So yeah, let's go ahead and play one more. I see a lot of people streaming this game, and part of me wants to do it, but the other part of me is like, I'm not ready for that. Let me know what you guys think. I do have a Twitch channel. I don't use it as often. I did Pokemon Legend of Arceus back in the day. I say back in the day like it wasn't just like a year ago. But yeah, I did that for a little bit. I enjoyed streaming, but it's just not my favorite. Like, I'd rather make a video, do edits, make things look good. I mean, you don't really have to edit this game too much because it's a card game. More or less just me talking. But I don't know. I always kind of like streaming a little bit, but I'm also not. I don't want to say I'm not a people person, but like it's taxing. If that makes sense. Like it drains me. So we're gonna play Nebula. First turn, we're just gonna snap with this guy. We may lose cubes here, but go big or go home. I feel like it invites people to snap against me. Ooh, so if I have to guess, well, that's already bad for him. If I have to guess, he's going to have on reveal cards here. So I think we'll be okay. So what I'm going to do is wait till the last turn, play Cosmo there, and he won't be able to flip anything. Or if he waits another turn, he's going to get destroyed. We'll see how it goes. So we'll drop both of these in the middle. This is why I like having both of these. Like, watch this power just go crazy. On the good side, Nebula can't be destroyed by Invisible Woman, and he can't play anything underneath. And now Invisible Woman will be destroyed because he didn't play over there. He did destroy my monster. That's fair. I mean, that's kind of a thing that happens. But I really think I can just go ahead and play Professor X over here. We're already at 2 power, plus 3, plus the 5. So we'll be at 10 power here. I can always play Jeff. If I had to guess, if he does not draw Hela, not draw Hela, he's going to play Big Boy in this lane. Although we kind of screwed ourselves with the Strange Academy, so maybe I should have played Professor X in the middle. Would have stopped those cards from moving. We did end up losing. It sucks. So yeah, he could have played Apocalypse here and it still wouldn't have mattered. The 2 power card would have got destroyed. I was hoping we would have overpowered a little bit with the extra power from Spectrum, but honestly, I just brain farted on the Strange Academy here, which, I mean, you got to play locations. If you don't play locations, things like that happen, and I really should have just played Professor X in the middle, and we could have played random stuff at the end, and it would have been perfectly fine. For whatever reason, I didn't even think about it. So we'll finish this off with one more. But like I said, for some reason, this deck seems to work better in Conquest. I don't know if Conquest is just easier and more the challenging matches, or in ladder. I don't know. I would assume so. It just makes more sense. Like, it's more of a competition-based match in ladder, whereas Conquest is just kind of like extra benefits when you win, if that makes sense. You get extra cards, extra points, extra credits. It's kind of more of like I want to say it's more like a weekly quest to do Conquest than it is to do ladder. Ladder's kind of actually like a competition of who's got the better deck. All right, so clearly he's got Nova here. So what I'm thinking is, oop, well, too late for that. So I'm going to go ahead and play... I'm going to play this over here. I can always play Jeff over in the right lane. I'm thinking he's going to kill Monger Nova at some point, and he's probably a destroy deck. if we find out in the next turn he is a destroy deck, I'm going to play armor. And then I can also play Jeff on turn 4. So let's see what happens. Scorpion kind of sucks. Probably one of my least favorite cards. And he, of course, spider hands, or armor. Thank you, Jesus. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and drop the pig anyway. And we're going to drop Jeff. We'll call it a day there. Turn 5, we can drop Mr. Fantastic, or we can rogue, depending on what he drops. Alright, so he played an armor. Maybe we can draw Cosmo. We draw Professor X. So let's see what he decides to do. I'm thinking he's going to destroy the middle. Wouldn't play Bucky Barnes if he weren't. I can always add more power to the right if I need to. So yeah, he's going to Killmonger, which is not the best thing in the world. But I think we can outbeat that. So we're going to go ahead and place Professor X over here. Next turn, we can do Mr. Fantastic and / or Rogue, and then Onslaught at the end. Worst case, we can always move Jeff over to the right, or left, I mean, and get extra power that way. So what we could do, play Onslaught now. Maybe it'll freak him out enough. And actually, we can move. Ooh, that kind of sucks. Alright, so we're going to move Jeff over. Gives us 4 power. 4 power brings us up to 13. This will bring us up to 15. And if I have to guess, he's going to null. So let's go ahead and see if Rogue will help us out. There's a very good chance he's not going to null, but I think it's the only thing that we have left to fall back on. Especially if we don't play Spectrum. So let's see what happens. Nope, Spider-Man, of course. So we tied that up over there. We lose horribly in the middle, and the right is taken from us. The right is us. So yeah, like I said, in ladder, for some reason this deck doesn't do as good. I use a different deck for ladder, but I really like this deck. It's really fun to play. Your opponent sometimes never knows what's going on. The only thing that really kind of hurts you is if like your other opponent is either clutter deck or a lockdown deck. Sometimes that can hurt, especially if they lock down the middle, or if somebody decides to play Echo in the middle lane. Sometimes that happens. Rarely does it happen, but it does happen, and those games are kind of like whitewash. You might as well just quit, because this whole deck is basically built about putting Ms.Marvel and Mr. Fantastic in the middle lane, and then hoping to get either an Onslaught or just overpower the outside lanes. Yeah, but with that being said, if you enjoyed watching this video and you want to see more of Marvelsnap and content like that, please subscribe to my channel. I'd greatly appreciate it. With that being said, thank you for your time, thank you for watching, and I really hope to see you in the next video. Take care.